really value face-to-face. Basically, there's a lot of high context interactions which occur when sharing and keeping content. They will also talk about or touch upon pattern of mobility of young professionals in terms of day-to-day routines and lifetime mobility. As we see on the top, in China, you can see young professionals travel from their homes to the workplace, and then after work typically such as the gym, and then maybe time with friends. And then here you have in China migrate from province to province because it's becoming increasingly common for the younger generation to grow up in different regions than where the schools or the work are located. And so you can see like an increased trend of people moving to cities for college and for work. And so the similar patterns exist in the US as well. So all of what we talked about leads us to our need statement, which is enable intimate connections and opportunities for sharing between distant young professionals, close friends with low time investment. Here are design imperatives that inform the needs for the US and Chinese cultures. First one is to convey intimacy or closeness and create fresh shared experiences with low time investment, both at the sending and receiving ends, and with high significance. These design imperatives kind of seem contradictory at first. For example, how can something be significant with low time investment? So this is one of the bigger challenges that we've come across for this project. However, in our interviews, we found that people didn't actually forget about their distant friends, but they didn't have time to spend a few hours calling or sending emails each week, so they don't actually get the time to communicate at all. But if we can actually lower the time required to send a meaningful message on the sender side, then predict that we can take advantage of this stolen time. For example, the 20 seconds that you spend in the elevator, or the few minutes that you spend standing in line getting lunch. Also, by restricting the user who sends the message to only one friend, we sort of increase the significance of the message for that person because it's just made, customized for that one person. And so here are quick samples of way messages can be significant and also take up little time to make or do. We have like little lunch note boxes that you can put in your children's lunch bag. And then you have Tumblr's blogging platform where you can customize videos and audio recordings and post instantly video patches.
Okay, so we did some prototyping, and the purpose of the prototyping was to investigate what the critical questions were about specific features for a product. The actual product would not look like any of our prototypes, but we were trying to understand what's most important for having intimacy and closeness, for example. So this is our first prototype where we wanted to allow for the transmission of somebody's touch through distance, and also some indication that that person is there, that person's listening, that person's thinking about you. And so we developed this idea of presence, which is a one-to-one pair of artifacts, which the actual prototype has working light feedback, but the full scale might have haptic feedback to be able to, and touch sensing and haptic feedback. So if you tilted yours, the other one would feel that force, and so you could feel force through a distance. Initially our thought was that there's two different indicator lights, and that one type of light would indicate that someone was in the proximity of the orb, and the other light would indicate that that person was touching it, so that you'd have some indication of where that person was. Okay, so we tested this with users who were both Chinese and American, and some of the findings that we had were about the size of the device. We tested several different sizes, and including a squishy one, and we found that girls tend to like the squishy one because it was kind of fuzzy, and the first interaction was this kind of an interaction, and a squeeze. And we also found that there were suggestions, oh, it could be small, I could put it in my pocket and carry it around, but then there was the opposing argument was, well, if it was big, then it's like in your house, and it's like a thing that you really connect with. And so the challenge for this type of product will be really channeling the person's emotion for the other through this device, and that was something that was kind of challenging to prototype. So we definitely need to go through another iteration to really get at how can we address that challenge. So our next one we've launched already, and this week we are prototyping a second idea about sharing opportunities. Sharing of increasing sharing opportunities. And so this is a concept of a videogram, which is a message that you make in 30 seconds of video or audio specifically for one person to send them. And you upload it and you become a member of our online community, which currently has 12 members. And you send, so you can, then these videos are posted to the corresponding person's website where they can go and check, and it's kind of like an inbox of videos, but all those videos were from their very close friends and were made specifically for them. And so this product would correspond with some kind of communicator device that might be a button on your bag or might be some other kind of thing. We're really prototyping how does it feel to send and how does it feel to receive these types of messages. It's lots of fun. Okay, so am I presenting this one? Okay, great. So we have several core functions. This would be for the device as a total whole for both cultures. And that would be to support the current cultural expectations for both genders and both cultures. To create new opportunities for having fresh experiences together that allows your friendship to grow instead of to be on pause. To convey intimacy or closeness over distance. To require minimal time investment for both the sender and the receiver, or extreme time control in a way that doesn't offend the other person. And then also to address the highly mobile lifestyle of young professionals because they really don't spend a lot of time at home. And then for the two different sides, in the US we would suggest that the device support possibilities for customization. That's really important for new technologies because often users have much better ideas of what to do with what you created than what you originally thought. So we'd like to definitely open up that possibility. And I think the challenge in China will be to add some support for high context behavior, especially for guys in China. And second, to market it as a unique form of communication only for your very close friends, because the urge in China is to save time by sending the same message to 100 people, as opposed to having meaning. Uh-oh. We're almost done. This is a slide which we'll present in more detail later, but we want to show you at least one of our user videos. It's very short.
I'll show you this.
Okay.